at the very bottom of everything was a lot more popular, was a lot more well received. People were able to feel what the character was feeling and relate to the problems and the stories, and it's been very well received. Thing is, yeah, with me it's always, this is probably why I'm mostly an independent filmmaker and commercial filmmaker, because I always start with what do I want to say, what stories do I want to say, what do I want to tell, and not really what do people want to watch. Because a friend of mine once said a long time ago that if you spend your life or career making films for other people, I mean, you're just going to pretty much slowly kill yourself. Because basically, no matter how weird your film is, no matter how weird your story is, or how unique or whatever, or how personal, there's got to be one person out there that will feel the same way you do, will like the same films you do, and will like your film. Your job is to make a film for that one person, and to make your film, and to find that one person. Even if it's only one person. Of course, you know, if you want to, like I said earlier, the more you progress as a filmmaker, you don't want to be low budget all the time. Independent, yes, low budget, not. And then you have to start making slight considerations for your audience. But the way I think is, it's not about making films that the audience will like, but about how to express your ideas in a way that would be easier for them to get, easier for them to, easier for them to understand what you're saying. So it's still, for lack of a better word, selfish. It's not for the audience, but it's for me, and how can I make myself better understood. That's the only inspiration.
But in order to have your business, it needs a very big passion, because for normal people, making films without earning some money is, well, crazy.
Yeah, well, for a long time, I basically made money doing other things. Film is not my source of income, or was not my source of income. It was my, it's not where I made money, it's where I burned money. But now, you know, after, you know, Kadwar Jadi was able to get distribution, and now we're thinking more about that. But the thing is, also back to that, you know, finding that one person will watch your films. For almost every kind of film, there is a market. So when you're targeting, when your film is done, it's important not to just target the festivals that would be appropriate for your film, but do research for distributors. There's a distributor for almost any kind of film imaginable. So if you find the right distributor, you know, you might get in. And you know, so far we've been pretty lucky about that.
And by the way, your distributor?
For Parts of the Heart, he's the producer. But yeah, you know, you can make money out of independent films. if you do enough research, if you know your audience, know which distributors to hit, which festivals to hit, or if you create your own distribution or exhibition scheme. Like what we did at Forkado Rejadi at first was we, with the help of Marshall Plan, we made our own DVDs and then sold it online. And we put it in various bookstores and stuff like that. And it worked because in about 8 months we sold 700 copies. 700? Yeah. Which is not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you plan on making a living in film, independent film maybe is not, it should not be a place where you stay at forever. It's a place to start.
A place to start.
It's a place, yeah. It's a place to get you noticed. It's a place to maybe start cultivating your own voice. And then if you're noticed there, you can get into mainstream and and make money there. With me, it's like, I think with me, I'm sort of done with personal films. I've done 3 films that are very personal, and my goal for my next film is basically just play with ideas. And because of that, I'm willing, I plan on making bigger budgets and going into more commercial production. But I will still do little weird stuff that I don't plan on selling.
Any other comment? Perhaps we screen your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, despite what you said before about considering the audience, I think you still have one key to approach the audience, because you said that you always want the audience to understand what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is one important point there. Is not to just do whatever you like and just put it, just serve it to the audience, despite what they're gonna think about the movie. You still want people to be able to receive what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're going to say something, you expect to be understood. And most of my major considerations now, as I grow and mature as a filmmaker, is how can I deliver my ideas in understandable manner, and how much clearer can I be in expressing my ideas in my work. So it's not about pleasing the audience, like I said earlier. For me, the motivation isn't that, but it's selfish. How do I say it in a way that they will understand it completely, or as much as possible?
I think that is a form of respecting yourself to the audience.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to keep on making films, so I can't go on alienating audiences for the rest of my life. I have to consider that in some way. But I just think that making a film for other people is not something I'll ever be completely able What's wrong with you?
You like it too, right?
Yeah, we watch it together, right?
So you guys were at the first screening ever.
Di depan.
I mean, everything was perfect in that movie. I mean, I got the feeling of terror and horror, and I wish I was not there watching it. But I was thinking about how many times do you have to rewrite the script to make it that perfect? Or as an indie filmmaker, do you just let all your actors do their work, or you just like giving them some insight, or do you like write a script?
Kado Hari Jadi only had 2 drafts.
Wow.
Of the script.
That's an example of not how to do this.
The script.
Oh, that's right. That's fine.
The script.
Let's tell them about all the preparation before.
The treatment was about 8 drafts.
Yes.
The
Okay.
script itself was just 2 drafts. I knew you were going to jump on me. Yeah, it's always best to do your, multiple drafts in the treatment stage, not in the script stage. Yeah, the script itself was only 2 drafts. It was written by Darius sendiri, but we worked on the story together because at that point I wasn't very confident about my ability to write in Indonesian. And Darius is a very good writer, so I asked for his help. And the actors, I just got very lucky with Kartika Yahya and with Luikana. I was lucky in the fact that they were both willing to do this for no pay, because there was absolutely no budget. We just fed them and gave them cigarettes, and they were really happy with that. But I was really grateful for their commitment to the characters, because these are really difficult characters, and for anybody who's seen Kado Hari Jadi, Rika spends 70% of the film chained to a chair and tortured. And he got hurt. He got hurt a lot. But one thing that I was really angry at him at the time because he didn't tell me that he got hurt. After we shot, he showed me bruises and scars, and I was like, what the hell happened? Why didn't you tell anyone on location that you were being hurt? You were actually feeling pain. I was like, oh, it's all right, I used it. And I was lucky that I wasn't the only crazy person there. My actors were just as insane as I was, worse. So, yeah. Kado Hari Jadi was just basically a bunch of crazy people playing together. And everybody wanted to push it as much as they could, and we had fun. That's the most important thing. I feel that with Kado Hari Jadi, my intention was basically to just do it, to finally make a film and just have fun doing it. And I use this logic. It's my first film. It's mostly my money, so I might as well do whatever the hell I want, because I may not get a chance to completely do whatever the hell I want for my next films. There may be some other considerations, like investors or whatever. This would be in my mind, it was the first and possibly the only time in which I could do what I wanted entirely without any consideration.
Is it true that you have this kind of camera just to have different effects in
Yeah, used 3 different kinds of cameras. For the torture room, because we wanted to make it even more torturous, we used VHS-C camera, was made in 1987, and so it was really dark and grainy and flat and sickening color, which we loved, of course. And we used that, and we used one CCD digital camera for whole video section, and for the rest of the films, we used 3 CCD digital camera. But we chose those. We chose 3 types of cameras because the story basically has 3 sections interweaved, and we wanted to give each section a different visual look that would sustain the mood of each section. The most disturbing, the most uncomfortable, and basically the ugliest part was the portrait, and that was intentionally ugly. We did use very many lights in order to push the grain and just make it look really awful.
Any other comment? Yeah.
Can I say something? In Idea and Mythology, you said that you made a film about like this gay romance theme, and I appreciate that. But weren't you concerned about the backlash? Because not a lot of people here is really supportive of women. And believe me, I know, my friends are a bit homophobic, no offense. But weren't you concerned about that?
Not concerned at all.
Welcome to Paul's world. He doesn't care.
I couldn't give a rat's ass, to be honest. I'm really not concerned at all. Because, you know, if you live your life being afraid to express ideas just because there's some people who don't like it, let's just kill yourself now. I'm not afraid to make gay films, as I'm not afraid to, you know, live a life as a gay man myself. And so, why care?
True. I need to do that.
Okay, any other comment?
Because